Hi, good evening. I hope I'm audible. And welcome to, I think, yet another Visamo Kids Foundation live. I wanted to thank Visamo Kids Foundation and Kalorex for this lovely interaction. I wish it was an interaction, but it's going to be a Facebook Live. Yeah. Good evening, Renu and Krunal. I think I'll start today, and I just wanted to introduce myself. My name is Mita Gangoly, and I live in Bombay. It's raining today here, but a beautiful weather. And what do? I am from the field of design, and I have been in this field for almost more than 25 years. It's been a long time. And keep recreating and reinventing a lot of things. I did my designing long back. I mean, it was way back, and when people were not even aware of a field like design. So I started with fashion actually, and then I moved on to coming to Bombay and started working, and that's how it's been. Process of learning goes on, and I chose a very interesting topic because a lot of times I keep hearing people saying that you know on one hand they're getting a little bored with what they're doing, but on the other hand they're not really wanting to explore, and I've always kept wondering why is that so. And I have always I kind of figured out that it's probably because of the whole thing of it's like what now, it's too late now. I mean, we will continue to do whatever we are doing. And I was talking to Sudeshna, and I said that why not speak about this, that it's never too late. It's never too late to do anything in life. My question to many of you, like, how many of you, I mean, or maybe, like, do you know how old I would be by the time I learned to play the piano? I don't know how to play the piano. So how old would I be? And well, the answer that comes to me is that it would be the same age I would be if I didn't, So we probably have, all of us have heard that it's never too late to start something new, and this could apply to your hobbies, to your careers, even to relationships, and to so many other things. There are tons of exciting stuff out there, thrilling, adventurous aspects of life that we all like to explore, but we kind of resist, we'll overcomplicate, we'll start judging that how to start a new chapter in our life, until we'll keep on justifying this, and until it loses its appeal, and then we drop it off. Let's be honest, let's be totally honest. Are we really living the life of our dreams? Well, at the same time, I also would like to ask is that, do you really feel that you have achieved everything that you wanted to? Do you think each of your day is aligned to the most important things that you would like to do ever? Or the very tough question, are you waiting for things to happen to you? Don't you think do you think that it's too late to achieve your dreams? Well, my thought is that it's never too late. It's never too late. Many people I come across are living a very unfulfilled life. It's a common phenomenon actually that we come across. People will say that they feel lost, they feel isolated, they're demotivated, they're trapped with so many of their own responsibilities, and and because of all of these thoughts that they do not go ahead and do something that they would love to do, and they believe that the issues they face are simply too significant to overcome. So sometimes there is a debt, there is a total burnout of doing something which is not what they they're passionate about, actually, and there's a lack of direction, or they are so caught up with a very, very well paid job that they don't find rewarding anymore financially, family commitments, and most commonly is actually a very subconscious thing, which is the fear of failure, or there is the self-doubt. So many times we might have been told as children, like, you can't do it, and it becomes such a deep conditioning in ourselves that even later, when you want to do something that you want to do, desire to do, you don't have that courage to get up and do it, and the list can be endless. There's a lot of overwhelming, the feeling of overwhelming by these commitments, that they believe that they do not have the space. People don't have the space emotionally, financially, practically, and to live the life that they truly desire to live. Hobbies, are given up. So many of, in my own friend circle, when I ask them, very lately I meet, when you're meeting your schoolmates and all, they say that, oh, I love painting, I love doing the simple things, like, I would love to go back to doing embroidery, maybe stitching or something like that. And or for that matter, even the love for reading a book, the love of reading books, people have just given up. There's no time to even fit in that reading time, which is so much your own space. And all I have to say is that, why not now? What is it that is stopping you from doing it? So, what happens is probably that you give up and you start concentrating on things, concentrating on just about surviving each day, Take each day as it comes, do it now, and then, then go to the next day and the next day and the next day. And even though we have such a deep desire to change our lives, but we turn away. We turn away from all the opportunities, from all the experiences, actually not because of the reasons of not wanting to do it, but for the reasons of not wanting to do those actually weigh so heavy. And often then we believe that it's very late to bring about the changes that we are so craving for. And the most common thing, even now, that I come across and I hear is that, why not now? No, I'm too old. I'm too old to change and or start something new and start from scratch and explore something. And for years, actually, people have set so many life goals based on their age. It's, for example, like you'll hear that, I'm going to get married at this age. I will have children by this age. Then I want to own a house of my own by this age. Or I want to, by this age, I want to pay off all my loans, And I find this custom now at this time ridiculously old-fashioned, And we need, really, it's time to bury it, because we should have our life goals, but attaching milestones to them in this manner with age factor, it's like somehow, you are restricting your own self. I feel you're restricting your own self. Sometimes what happens is at that particular age, you may not have the, or maybe you're stuck in doing something else. And just because you have fed that thought in your mind, when you actually even can do it, there is somewhere subconsciously things are stopping you from doing it. And then there are the social accepted life points, which looks very odd to the modern society. So therefore, you actually never get down to doing it. Today, if you see, life's expectancy has increased dramatically. I mean, we are no longer expecting to, retire in our 60s. And the majority of people, they live healthier lives and they have better access to health care. They get a lot of support, and there is that desire to remain productive for a longer time. In other words, I would say that 50 is the new 30. That I would, kind of tell. The concept of even retirement is evolving. People are, now getting into flexible lifestyles. They want to, they're not even they're not even stuck to a single career. Actually, they have so many other flexible careers, and they're enjoying each and everything. In fact, also today people continue to work into the 70s, and they are kind of doing the things they love. So this actually is such a refreshing thing. It's such a refreshing thing, and age is kind of becoming just a label. That the age is just a number is so true now, and age is just a measurement of time and nothing else. The fact also is that it's only time that it's too late to change is actually, or do something new, is when you're dead. And I don't think that there is anything else other than this that can actually restrict you from doing whatever you do. In my own case, which I would love to share, is that I'm 52, and I just had this desire to get back to studying. And in 2014, I enrolled in my master's program. A lot of people were very, very shocked. Is that why now wanting to do masters? And I wanted to do masters, especially in ecology and environment. And that's because I was working in conservation. I started work in conservation in 2011, and there is so much of learning, and that is something that I always wanted to do. And a lot of people told me that why now? Why do you want to do this? I even went and studied herpetology because I love reptiles, which may sound very odd, but yes, I do. And I also work with, study a lot of snakes, and I work in the Western Ghats. And a lot of people in my family, my friends, they were like shocked. I mean, said, why do you want to do this now? First of all, they never knew that I had the desire to do this. Secondly, why do you want to do it? Why don't you continue in doing what you're doing? My only thought that came is there a written law that what you have studied or what you have done is the only thing that you need to continue, and you can't do anything new that you would want to do? And I think somewhere I broke that parameter and that so-called labeled thing, and I stepped out and I started doing this. I went and I studied. I finished my master's in 2016 with distinction. And the beautiful thing that happened, which was so intangible, is that my kids at home, they're grown-up boys, but they saw that, well, learning never stops. Age can never be a barrier to want to do something new. And my own example, I feel that if I can do it, I think everybody out there can do it. So today when I hear people saying that, I want to do this, I want to do that, nahi ho pa raha hai, pata nahi, I somehow feel like motivating them, So I tend to go out of my way to kind of see that they get into doing something, what they want to do. And somehow it does make you feel happy that, well, you did help somebody get back to doing. It's almost like a fresh lease of life, because everything else at some point of time becomes very monotonous, And we don't really know how to get creative where our own life is concerned. We allow ourselves, women especially, I've seen that we allow ourselves to stagnate, doing the same thing. It is, working at home is a wonderful thing. Women are born nurturers or nourishers, So home is definitely the nest that you will always nourish, and it's important for you to nourish. But why not do more than that? You can do it. It's not that. Little bit of time management, a little bit of enthusiasm. Yeah, sometimes we need to self-motivate ourselves, and I think that is something we need to just get on doing it. Because why wait for somebody else to motivate? Just motivate yourself. But yes, my thing is that if you see somebody, a friend of yours or your neighbor, who wants to do something and doesn't have the courage, or some way you're feeling that there's a hesitation, I think you can give that little push so that they can go and do and achieve what they want to do. And trust me, it really feels good. So I say the start now. Start now. If you want to bring a change in your life, you want to do something new, you want to start something new, do it. It's the time is right now, and right now means at this very moment, and it's only time. You know, of course, yeah, life is hard. Sometimes it's filled with complexities. It's challenging. It's stressful. Sometimes we have all of that. We have bills to pay, so we have to work. We still live in the monetary system of living. However, the most often are limiting beliefs and perceptions that makes things appear harder than they are. Is all it's here in the mind, and out of the subconscious mind, I feel is that we need to get that. We need to awaken the subconscious mind that actually helps in doing actually a great job of us. It keeps taking care of us. But if you're not careful, that same subconscious mind can also restrict us. So too many people still hold those outdated opinions about age, and we live, trust me, we live only once. So to truly experience the magic of life and to achieve our dreams, we have to ensure that we make the most of our opportunity that life throws our way. We have full control of our life. Trust me, we have full control of our life. Make sure that you don't look back with regret. By now, I think you know it, right? It's never too late to do anything. Age is definitely, it doesn't need to be the barometer with which you should restrict your life. It doesn't need to define who you are to be or be a barrier of you living the life of your dreams unless you choose to allow it to happen. So that's what I had to say, and from my end. And I still I do a lot of things, anything new that I feel attracted to. I decide that, yeah, this is something that I would love to do. Like, for example, like I have this very keen, sudden keenness in getting into animal communication. I want to be an animal communicator, and I would love to probably, if this lockdown was not happening and this pandemic hadn't happened, I would have probably started on that journey too. So pick up. Hobby is, I feel, having a hobby is very, very important. And if you have something, go back to your childhood and see what you loved doing, and something that you're not doing, pick it up. Even if it could be your drawing, it could be your painting, it could be cycling for that matter. I love to cycle, just the way people love to go to gym. I used to love to cycle when I was in school and college, and I kind of got myself a cycle, and I do cycle, and it's okay. You don't have to live by others' norms, it's your life, and as long as you're not hurting anybody around you, and you're able to live in coexistence, I think you have every right to live the way you want to. Yes, Milan, fresh lease of life. Yes, why not? We have to give ourselves a fresh lease of life all the time. There's so many things. I'm sure each one of you has a story out there. I too have mine. I mean, there's not much time to share, but each one of us has a story, and these stories can really sometimes pull you down and restrict you from doing what you want to do. But it's your story. Like they say, you are the architect of your own life. Change it. Change the direction, and just, you have choice. Choice, I always feel, is the most powerful thing that the universe has given each one of us. And we so many times we forget that we have that power, the power to choose, and we don't even execute it, right? We are so used to putting, whom do we blame for our not being able to do? It's nobody, it's just us. Wow, Renu, my husband learned to play saxophone in 41 years. Renu, are you Jay's wife? Jay Fernandez. If it's yes, please type yes. Anything is possible, yes. Absolutely. Absolutely. I don't know. I feel Renu, I know you, Renu Fernandez. Any other thoughts, questions? Let's try and make it interactive on the Facebook thing. You can post your comments and I could probably, wow, yes. Hi Renu. It's wonderful. Yes, I know Jay. Jay plays the saxophone and he plays it so beautifully. And yeah, he did start at, okay, I didn't know he was 41 when he started, but good evening, good evening, Pritpal. Veena, Sangeeta, hi, Shraddha. Principal Baruch, good evening. Amisha, Thruvisha. Good evening all of you. Good evening, Anuja. Any points, any thoughts about it's never too late to do anything? I would love to know what your desire to do other than what you're doing now. Absolutely. Striving to learn. Yeah, learning is also something, pick up. Like in lockdown, you'll not believe I have been making an effort to learn driving. I didn't know how to drive a car. So just took it up and said, why not give it a shot and see how far I can go. So I would really love to know from everybody, is there anything that you are wanting to do but not started yet? We have time, so that'll be great if we can have some interactions through the comments. That would be wonderful. Pritpal Kaur, is there anything that you would love to do, start now and take it forward? Any hobbies? Are there any hobbies? I mean, do you have any hobbies? Like Renu mentioned, her husband loves to play the saxophone. What are your hobbies? I would love to know what are your hobbies. Yes, I am. No, not I am an entrepreneur. I have my own company that's into creative. I create merchandise, and my background is design. I'm not a very number person, so I was never good with numbers, and I think I was always inclined towards the creative part of learning, so I explored that, and that's what I do. So I'm attached to a lot of design colleges, love to mentor kids, and I visit them whenever I'm asked to by the institutes. So yeah, don't play PUBG. Yeah, technology. Now, look at now. I mean, I'm sure a lot of us are more, adept with the pen and paper, but so many of us are now moving on to technology because that's It's so, right now, that's the only way we are communicating. This Facebook Live, I think this is the first Facebook Live I've ever done, So, thank you, Krunal. Krunal actually helped me set it up. And so here I am. How do you motivate yourself in the beginning of your business when business is low? Yeah, business is not low. It's this time, if nothing is happening, I would recommend that build connections, build relationships at this point in time, because when everything opens up, it's going to be a windfall. Why wait to build relationships then when you can do it now? It's a phase. It's a phase. Let's not give up hope. If you're talking about Corona, it's not going to go anywhere. It's going to be there. So we need to evolve ourselves. I think these are times when the universe gives us messages that evolve. It's time to evolve. So instead of giving up, and if we can call it a different kind of a recession, tell yourself, I'm not participating in this recession, and I'm sure things will happen. See, I work a lot with karigars. So many of my karigars have actually gone back to the villages now. Very few of them are there now. It's very easy for me to shut down everything and say that this is not happening and I can't do it, but I've been picking up the phone, speaking to my old clients, connecting with some new clients, asking them what they would love to do. I'm working on concepts, giving them stuff, and things are opening up. There is an interaction happening, and here in Bombay it was very bad, but businesses are opening up. And it'll happen. It's you have to trick that mind first and tell yourself that no, tomorrow is going to be a better day, and that's how you move ahead. That's how you move ahead. You cannot allow your mind to take over your actions. You have to keep on telling it that no, this too shall pass, and it will. I'm a firm believer of that. This is going to pass, and we will survive, and we are going to move ahead, and we are all of us going to do well, with or without the mask. That's how it's going to be. So, yeah. And another discovery that has happened now is that you don't really have to get out of your house. Technology has advanced so much. How could I ever think of, talking to you all together through Visamo? It's all happening because of technology. So technology, though it's there is a resistance of moving into that phase, but it is such a brilliant tool, and it's getting people together. When there's social distancing, people are not getting up and meeting others. At least you are able to see. You can do this video conferencing, video chats, and you can see each other and talk to you. At least feel that the other person is there next to you. I was imagine without all of this technology, how terrible it would have been, with people not being able to move. And we are all social beings, right? We need social interaction. So this is how we are doing until things open up and become better, and it will. Just trying to check if I've missed out anyone's comments here. Yeah, so I wish it was more of an interaction. It would have been fun, I'm sure, because we would have everybody, talking to each other. So what are your some of the top satisfying designs, creatives? Okay. Top satisfying, yes. So I live in Bombay, okay, and I do a lot of designing also. Good evening, Sony. Yeah, I do help with designs to promote products. Promote like suppose you are maybe what example can I take? Okay, so you're in logistic. Okay, so how would you promote your company? So I come up with different ideas how you can promote your company. So there is this shipping company based out of Dubai. It's been 3 years that they are my clients and I have not met them. I don't even know how they look like, but uh, they kind of found me out through common people, and I have been designing for them for the last 3 years, and it's been very satisfying because when a client, you're not even sitting in front of the client has never seen you. You can imagine the amount of trust that they have. So I create stuff for them, for their, whenever we have Diwali festival also, I'm creating stuff for them. And they give me their clients details and all. Sometimes these things are very confidential, but they have the trust and faith, and they have given me all their contacts, and I'm supposed to connect with their clients and give them what they would like to give them. They're sitting in Dubai. They don't even come here. They don't even visit. They have never seen me. So that has been a very, very satisfying work, where work is related. That has been great. Um, the other is very satisfying, I feel, is when I am counseling students who are wanting to get into the creative line. See, even today, parents are not very sure of designing. They don't really know what the future would be, so when parents get in touch with me, or the kids get in touch with me, I feel very happy when I'm able to connect the theory to the industry and how it would take them ahead, and at some point of time when I was a student, I knew what fears my or insecurities my parents had. I'm not from Bombay. I grew up in a steel township called Rourkela in Orissa, and coming from a town going into a city like Delhi to study, it was a big leap, but we did take that leap of faith. My parents also took that leap of faith with me, which was so good. As parents, I always feel that we should help our kids, motivate our kids to be able to do what they want to do, but just be there as a safety net, so that they get that freedom to explore and figure out, because at the end of the day they're going to be happy. They need to be happy in what they're doing. So when I'm able to talk to parents and share my story, I somehow see that insecurity and the fear going out from them, and that gives me satisfaction, a huge satisfaction, for having been able to be a very small part in being able to convince the parents that going into a creative line is okay. It's absolutely fine. Your child is going to flourish because there is a passion, there is a very, very strong desire to be in that field rather than going to something else. So these are things that I enjoy, I love to do, and I'm always open to such things happening, and anything new that happens that interests me, I like to explore. Just the way I went and did my herpetology, I wanted to explore that, and I wanted to do it in this lifetime. So I said, it's now or never, so let's do it, So I did it. So and it actually motivates you also, because there's sometimes, like I said, somewhere back of your mind you're doubting yourself also sometimes, that will I be able to do it, will I be able to study. I know how I did my masters. I used to study, I used to open the book, and when I used to open the book, I knew everything. The moment I used to shut, I don't remember anything. That's because after such a long gap of time, I picked up a book to study, literally study. So you have, in masters, you have thesis, you have so many projects to submit. It can be very overwhelming. It was, but then I said, I am going to do it. I've started it, I'm going to finish it. And I took each day at a time, and it happened. It happened. And if it can happen with me, if I could do it, anybody can do it. Trust me. It's not difficult. You just have to tell yourself that I want to do it. So that's how it is. So it's 7:35, and I would probably, it's time to go off the live thing. Just wanted to let you all know that it's been wonderful. It was wonderful interacting on this platform, and it will be great to connect even otherwise offline too. Thank you, Visamo. It was great interacting. Take care, stay safe, and be in touch with each other. Bye, and a very good evening to you. Thank you. Yes, Milan, monsoon is a very good time in the Western Ghats. Unfortunately, this time I could not travel. I did not actually. So that's there. So yeah. Yeah, I participate. Something interesting that the Asia's only pit viper expedition happens in India, and I have. I'd love to share that I have been a constant participant for 7 continuous years, and it's a wonderful time. But this year we had to cancel it because of the pandemic. Hopefully next year, look forward to that. So we do travel in the Western Ghats, and there's a lot of data that is collected and studied, and so on and so forth. A lot of things are done. So yes, monsoon is the most beautiful time. Thank you so much. Thank you, Visamo. Bye bye.